Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
A lot of people were upset about this post, and I was confused because I think this is where the confusion came in. But let me read this. Okay. Now, a black man drew this. His name on Instagram is real_tunes. Love his page because he's always shaking the table. I'll say that. And so he drew this illustration. It's a man who's age 67, suffered through a 9-to-5 his entire life, can now retire and earn $3,250 a month. Then we have a woman here, a young woman, age 22, makes videos online, earns $30,000 a month. Now, the thing that was kind of like confusing to me about the comments, like me getting the reactions or whatever like that, was like people were making this about 9-to-5 workers versus influencers. And that's not what I got from this illustration. And maybe it's because I don't see anything wrong with being a 9-to-5 worker. I think being a 9-to-5 worker is you being an adult. You going and you taking your ass to work is what you're supposed to be doing as an adult because you have adult responsibilities like bills. Okay, maybe you got kids, maybe you got a family that you need to take care of. So if you taking yourself to work every day, it's because you're being an adult. So I don't see anything wrong with being a 9-to-5 worker, but this illustration turned into a 9-to-5 versus influencer debate. And that's not what I got. What I got, ladies and gentlemen, what I got, right, was this 67-year-old man went his entire life thinking that he was going to be able to settle down in his prime because the patriarchy society that we live in tells him that his prime starts at like what, 40, ladies? Is it 40? Is it 40? And so he decided to settle down later in life. He decided to settle down at 67. So he's looking to this woman who is 22 because you know how they like to date women in their 20s, right? She's in her prime. Let me get her while she's in her prime. And he can't keep up with her lifestyle because she make $30,000 a month and he's on a fixed income where he makes $3,250 a month. So his plan to get this hospice wife at 22, his retirement plan ain't working out. That's what I got. That's why I was like, why did this turn into a 9-to-5 worker versus an influencer? If that was the case, he probably would have drew two men, not a man and a woman. And then the age range was very telling for me, honey, because I'm like 67 and 22. Oh, so he can't compete with that. Think about it. What 22-year-old woman would want to be with a 67-year-old man that's on a fixed income when she's making $30,000 a month? That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't. And so a lot of these men were not banking on that. A lot of these older men that are like 50, they still single and stuff like that. They weren't banking on that. They weren't banking on that. Now, listen, back in the day, they could bank on that, but times have changed and there's no incentive when it comes to being a hospice wife anymore. Okay? There ain't. I mean, imagine a 22-year-old woman signing up for this with a man that's on a fixed income. She make $30,000 a month and he's gonna die. Like, I'm sorry. The average life expectancy for a male in the US is like 70, 71 years old. He's 67. So she only got 3 years with this man for what? She don't need his money. I don't make this up. I don't make this up. But girl, I was looking at the comments and y'all, the men, they were upset. Like this one man, hold on, let me see if I can find him. This man, he was upset, and I'm like, what is going on? Did I miss something? I really thought I had missed something because I'm like, I think he 50. He worked for the railroad. Oh, Gregory here said, what's being overlooked here is the long versus short game. As my grandfather used to say, oh, here we go. His grandfather, y'all. All money ain't good money. With the spending habits of many females, coupled with the questionable longevity of the social media game, who know what the future will look like in 10 plus years. Meanwhile, many men who have held the 9 to 5 have pensions, hopefully along with health medical benefits. As fast as money comes, it can and will often go faster. Okay. If we're using Gregory's logic, we not getting no pension. We not. And healthcare benefits in the US are trash. So we can go ahead and get that off the list. So what is he talking about? The math ain't mathing with that. I'm sorry. Your grandmother used to say your grandmother got a pension, but modern women are not going to get that pension. I'm sorry. So we can't even bank on that. Not like we used to. Grandmama was right, but grandmama was right for her time, not today. Okay. I do agree that we don't know how long the social media game is going to last. So I hope women are making smart decisions and choices with the money that they are making from creating content online. But then again, we're seeing things like networks are like, was it MTV News or something like that? They're closing down and things like that. Ain't nobody really watching TV. People are on their phones and they're on TikTok, they're on YouTube, they're on Instagram more than they are watching TV, unless it's like Netflix or some type of streaming service or something like that, where they're binge watching a show. But even the movie theaters, if you've noticed, they're trying to compete with this new time that we're in, and they're trying to make it to where when you go to the movies, you actually have an experience that you won't be able to have at home. So like if you notice now, a lot of these movie theaters are creating movie theaters where the sound is under your feet. They giving you like this 3D experience where there's a screen, like you're like in the movie. So like there's a screen here, screen here, screen here, and a screen behind you. Hell, in some cases, it's like they're trying to create I guess like a space that you cannot get at home because they're trying to compete with the streaming service and social media. So now when you go to the movies, they're trying to give you a thrill, an experience, and it does cost more, right? But that's the point, is so they can get you back in the movie theaters because y'all stop going to movies. Okay. Y'all at home watching TV. So that's what I'm saying. Like the world is changing. And a lot of these men did not prepare for this. Then this man said, I'm 50, about to retire from the railroad after 30 years. My pension will be $8,000 monthly until death. Please get therapy if you think OnlyFans is a job. This is my thing. Aren't men the ones paying for OnlyFans? I mean, are women out here paying for OnlyFans? Are y'all out here paying for OnlyFans? I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all are, but we know who's paying for OnlyFans more. It ain't women. Anybody on here got an OnlyFans membership where it's a woman selling sex or a man? I don't judge. Anybody out here, y'all paying like a monthly subscription for OnlyFans for a man? You want to see him naked? You trying to see? I don't even know what do men do on OnlyFans. They be throwing that thing in a circle. I don't know what they be doing. No, I'm not gonna say no woman out here has a membership for OnlyFans, but it's not the majority. That's why I'm like, I think men are out here. It's like, Y'all, I don't know. I know men have fucked themselves. Like, that's all I know. Y'all have. And you need to just hold the L. It's right here. Hold it. Put it in your hand and hold it just like that. Because you fucked yourself over. Oh my God. Y'all out here paying for OnlyFans, but then you want to talk shit about and say, oh, it's not a real job. You're making it a real job for them. Hello? Every time you get on OnlyFans or every time you get your little bank statement and you see that subscription amount that comes out of you, you're making it a real job. You're making it real. You're making it real. Okay? So you need to hold the L right here. And if you're not making it a real job, one of your friends are. Your daddy, hell, your uncle, I don't know. But you need to go ahead and hold them. Y'all the one paying them. You act like us women are paying them. We ain't paying them. You are. You paying them. Okay? And if it's not you, it's the incels that you continue to ignore and gaslight women about on a daily basis. So if it ain't you directly, it's the man that's next to you that ain't got no job, living in his mama's basement, but somehow can still afford an OnlyFans subscription. Okay? So y'all pick a damn struggle. It ain't a woman's, it's not us. This ain't on us. This on y'all. Okay? Because I know for sure I don't have not one OnlyFans subscription, honey. Let me see. What was another comment that I saw that I was like, oof. The only argument that these men really have is they aren't saving that much. I hope these women are saving. Then another thing is 30 a month and still single, thinking you have options. Y'all let the internet keep y'all single. Edit for the people who are triggered by the word single. I don't care. I said what I said. Sir, why do they do this? I don't get it. Let me pull this up. Okay, let me pull this up. Because I keep talking about this. There's no incentive for marriage anymore like there used to be. And men need to start getting real about that shit because y'all are delusional. There's no incentive when it comes to marriage anymore. And you want to know why? Because a lot of men took their penises out and pissed all over commitment and marriage. You pissed on it. And I'm going to explain to you how you pissed on it. Okay? Because you took out your penis and you just did this. Just like when you were little and y'all go to the bathroom and you don't know how to aim in the toilet. You miss the inside. You aim everywhere but the inside of the toilet. So then when I go in there to use the bathroom, you know what I smell? Piss. So a lot of women smell piss when it comes to marriage these days. We smell piss when it comes to having kids. That's all we smell is piss. That's why we don't, like, you trying to weaponize the single thing. And I'm sorry. It doesn't make sense. Not in today's society. Maybe when grandmama was around, maybe when grandmama was around and marriage had status. Marriage don't even have status no more. We don't need a man to go sign a mortgage. There used to be a time where women needed a man to have a house. We don't need a man to sign off on a mortgage or a deed anymore. Seriously? But let's talk about it. Because y'all need to understand this. Like, y'all pissed on commitment, y'all pissed on marriage. Just pissed all over it. And then the nuclear family is dying. Marriage ain't gonna save it. Marriage is not gonna save the nuclear family. That's delusional as well. I don't know where people got that. Marriage is not gonna save the nuclear family. You know what's gonna save the nuclear family? Better quality men. Better quality men. But somebody gonna have to get in the sack with some of these men and create better quality. And girl, it ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be me, girl. I'm not about to hop in no sack to do that job. It's gonna have to be somebody else, honey. So shout out to the mothers out here. I hope you out here creating better quality men because, girl, that ain't gonna be my job. I'm not about to create a better man in a marriage. That's too much. Your mama should have did that, girl. But some of you women gonna have to get in that sack and create better quality men. You're gonna have to take one for the team. And if you already have sons, please do the next generation of women a favor. When you raise this boy, okay, please teach him, okay? Teach him how to do laundry. Teach him how to clean up and pick up behind himself. Teach him how to be emotionally available. Girl, teach him, because I ain't doing it. So we gonna have to, the next generation of women, I'm rooting for you, but it really gonna start with better quality men because, girl, the men out here, we're in a young male crisis right now. So the incentive for marriage is dead. And the only way it could truly come back is if better quality men are being produced. And it's gonna start with the women that are having kids right now. Okay? All righty? That's where it's going to start. It's not going to start with us forcing marriage with men that are economically and mentally just, oh my God, I don't even know where, girl, it's a mess. It's not going to start with us. It's going to start with the women that are actually producing right now. Please raise that young man. Okay, raise him, please. Teach him, guide him, please do your job because, oh my God, we don't want a menace out here running around when they become of age, like adult age. Okay, please raise that man, that boy. Okay, but I'm sorry, ladies. Forcing marriage is not gonna save the nuclear family. I don't know who told y'all that. All right, here's why marriage is not an incentive. And a lot of women are coming to this conclusion. So you cannot weaponize being single against us because we've been listening to women who are married, who have kids. Ooh, girl. And then Mother's Day. I don't know if y'all was on TikTok for Mother's Day, but girl, the tea. I learned a lot on Mother's Day. I'm like, that man didn't even make you breakfast. He didn't even make you breakfast on Mother's Day. He didn't even go get you breakfast on Mother's Day. He don't even know what you like in your coffee. That's crazy. But okay, let's continue. Hold on, I'm on the right page.
Women aren't becoming moms anymore because it sucks. There's literally no incentive to become a mom anymore. Honestly, I'm not really sure that there ever was. But there certainly isn't now. Let's just start with pregnancy alone. For most women, it's horrible. There's not great health care. Once the baby is born, there's no parental leave, at least not paid anyways. Most women are forced to leave their babies after about 10 weeks. Most women also aren't checked up on in regards to postpartum depression and anxiety except for once, and that's in their 6-week checkup. Even though you can suffer from postpartum depression and symptoms of it for up to a year. And honestly, I think longer than that. The cost of living is astronomical, which means the cost of childcare is astronomical. If you're lucky enough to have a spouse who makes enough money that allows you to comfortably be able to stay home with your child, that's almost unheard of. And on the other end of the spectrum, sometimes childcare costs so much, it's more affordable for you to stay home than it is for you to go to work and pay for a child's daycare. There's practically no support whatsoever. There's no guarantee that the man that you married is going to, in fact, be an equal partner after your children are born. Statistically, we know that. Statistically, we know that mothers carry 2 times more of the domestic labor burden than men. We also know that that directly affects their mental health in terms of depression and anxiety. Now let's move past all of that. Let's talk about going to school, sending your kids to school in America right now. There's a high probability that they could get killed by an active shooter. And that's terrifying. And what's even more terrifying is that nobody fucking cares. Nobody in power gives a fuck. God forbid you have a daughter, because she's likely not going to have any bodily autonomy. She's not going to have any rights to her body. I wouldn't want to have a daughter in this day and age right now. You couldn't pay me to. Honestly, you couldn't pay me to have another kid right now, period. But let's also just move on from all of the shit that comes along with having kids. And let's talk about why you feel women's only purpose in this life is to bear children. Why can't they have fulfilling lives outside of that? Why are women's only source of fulfillment supposed to be from children? Because it benefits you, it benefits men, it benefits the economy, it benefits capitalism. When women stop having babies, it no longer is beneficial to a patriarchal society, i.e., you, a man. So when this world and this society makes it more enticing for women to have children, maybe they'll consider it, or maybe they won't, because you don't have to have kids in order to have a fulfilled life. Women aren't becoming moms anymore because it sucks. There's literally no incentive to become a mom anymore. Honestly, I'm not.
Listen, just go to this TikTok and just read the comments. Okay. Just read the comments. There was a man in the comments and he said that his wife couldn't walk for 3 months. And after she had the baby, they went home and no support. I can't find that comment, but it was a man in the comments. Just go read the comments from people. Okay. It's actually terrifying. Like, and this is what men are weaponizing against women. Like, stop it. See, I told y'all, men really messed up. Y'all, and then we're not even getting on the fact that the planet is dying. You know, the planet is dying, right? It's dying. Literally dying. So I'm gonna need the men to stop living in the past. Come to present time. Like we living in modern times. There's some real shit going on outside, and it don't make sense to have kids. There's no incentive. And see, this is the thing. It's real simple. Okay. Men are in a position where they actually need to compromise. They want us to compromise. Like they want us to sacrifice. They want us to, we did that. We did that shit. We don't have to do that no more. So it's that simple. They want us to compromise and suffer in silence. We're not doing that shit. Would you compromise? Would you suffer in silence? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. You know what you would do? You would either try to manipulate the situation or you would somehow act incompetent so that you can get out of doing something. That's what we've been dealing with. So we're not doing that shit no more. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do none of that. 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 What men need to understand is there's a bigger incentive to remain single and actually childless. There's a bigger incentive. First of all, we can start with peace. We can start with peace because I get anxiety thinking about if I had a child in today's society, sending them to school would stress me the hell out. It would stress me the hell out. Because will this be my last day seeing my kid? Will it be my last day dropping them off at school? Will it be the last time that I see them? That stresses me out. That stresses me out. Women and children are not safe in this society, but y'all don't want to address that. Okay? Human trafficking is at an all-time high. They are out here human trafficking women and children. Y'all not doing shit about that. Y'all not doing shit about how our kids are not safe in school. Y'all not doing shit about how food is getting more expensive. There's a housing crisis outside, and you want to weaponize me being single. How? On what ground do you stand on? You don't stand on shit. You're not standing on shit. You're not standing on a retirement plan. You're not standing on a pension plan. You're not standing on shit. There's no incentive. Hello? Now, the only way an incentive can come back for women in marriage and children is you men need to step the fuck up. And it's just that simple. And because y'all don't want to do that, well, I guess we just gonna be single. It is what it is because it doesn't make sense. It does, y'all. Come on now. Like I'm literally talking from a realistic, logical standpoint. I'm not talking from hurt. I'm not talking because some men did me wrong. I'm not talking because I did the marriage thing and now I'm divorced. It logically does not make sense to go through this shit and I'm not safe. I'm already stressed and I don't have kids. Make it make sense. It does not make any sense. Our kids are not safe. I'm not even safe when it comes to going to the damn grocery store. Every time, y'all, or the mall. I'm not even safe when I go to the mall. Y'all, I was at the mall this weekend. with my mom and my auntie. And as we're walking out, I'm telling them, like, listen, ain't no lollygagging looking at your phone when you walk out the mall no more. You need to get to your car immediately, because you don't know if somebody ain't gonna roll on up to the mall and start shooting. So when you walk out the mall, you need to get to your car. You don't need to be on your phone looking around like, oh, it's such a beautiful. You need to get your ass in the car, because those are the times that we live in. It's so sad. And then I'm in the mall. They got cops now. Ain't no more, oh, it's just a security guard. No, you got cops in the mall now, patrolling the mall. Then you got security guards in the parking lot, but there are cops in the mall, trained in the mall now. It ain't what you think. And I'm in Texas, so it's real out here. So please, like, stop with the bullshit. Like, it's just bullshit. And I'm not, y'all know I'm a bullshit. No. Please bring back the incentive when it comes to women getting married and having children. And it starts with providing and protection. And y'all not doing y'all's job with none of that shit. And you know what's crazy? It's men that are causing this shit. We not going to the mall shooting up the place. That's what y'all doing. The hell? That's what men are doing. They got cops everywhere. Cops in the grocery store. Cops. We're not talking about security guards with the flashlight. No, we're not on that no more. We got cops that are trained. There's difference. So, like, this whole weaponizing women being single, please make it make sense. And then when we speak on protection, it's not just physical protection. It's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual. Y'all not doing y'all's job. And it's just that simple. So if you're going to sit here and weaponize me being single, please have an incentive to stand on. You don't have one. I'm thinking about what is an incentive that I could get if I was to get married and I was to have a kid. Y'all, I can't even think of one. Because marriage, like I said, they took out their penises. They pissed on that. They pissed on commitment. So that's out. Okay. Then that's the foundation. That killed the nuclear family completely. Social media didn't help. Social media did not help. Then I'm like, okay, so take that off the list. Nuclear family, that ain't it, because y'all don't take marriage and commitment serious. So I've accepted that. It is what it is. Then the kid thing, right? I'm gonna be required to do a lot in the house, like cooking, cleaning, making sure the kids are taken care of. Then maybe I'll have some time to myself. Maybe, if I'm lucky, I'll have some time to myself. This is a good video. Let me go ahead and show you this video, because this is what modern women are looking at nowadays. We not being dumb about it. We not being naive about it, honey. Because a lot of us seen our mothers struggle with this shit, and we not doing that. So let me go ahead and pull it up. So every time I be seeing these men, and this is how you know men don't listen to us. They don't. They all me. Then I had some men in my comment section talking about, you're selfish, you're self-centered. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank God I'm selfish and self-centered, or else I'd be struggling right now. Like, girl, like, this is modern women. This is us. Oh, it seems nice, like the wedding dress, the wedding day. But girl, this is going to be my life right after. That's a mess. And then we're expected to go to work. Like that's there's no work-life balance. And I think that's what women have accepted. There's no work-life balance. So again, what is the incentive? You got us looking at wedding dresses and putting that shit right back on the rack and leaving because we like the hell. Now every day I'm like, you know what? The runaway bride is starting to make more sense to me. I'm like, no wonder she was a runner. There's no incentives. Like I have gone over in my mind over and over and over again about the incentives. There isn't any. I guess it's just for love. For love, divorce rates say that ain't enough. So it can't be for love. It can't just be for love. There has to be work-life balance. And then anytime you hear about these men talk about marriage, it's slavery. I'm like, and so you know what men be getting mad about? They see single women, we out here living our best life, they get mad like, she should be at work. She should be slaving over a man. That's all whenever I see a man trying to weaponize being single, I'm like, so you mad that I'm out here free living my life? Crazy. So no, I don't know. Anytime I hear about a man talking about a woman being married, it's submission, it's subservient, it's slavery, it's do as I say. I never hear how women actually benefit because we don't. And you know that. You know that. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know what to tell women no more. If you find a man that respects you enough to ensure that if you were to get married, right, they are not going to switch up on you, because that's huge. I know a woman right now, she got married, and then after she got married, about a year in or 6 months into her marriage, her husband stops working. Just stops working. Now the financial responsibility is all on her. And I'm like, girl, you're not at the divorce court. I would have been at the divorce court. Okay. So I don't know. So yeah, she got married, and he just stopped working, y'all. And I'm like, that's crazy. So men switch up on you. They talk about how women switch up, but men switch up on you. So you got to worry about that. But if you find a man that considers your well-being mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, then I would say, go ahead, sis, marry that man, right? But if he don't consider these 4 things, it's hell. You are ruining your life. I'm going to tell you the truth. You're ruining your life if you go and you force that marriage with that man. You're ruining your life. If he is not considering your well-being physically, emotionally, spiritually, girl, you are ruining your life. And somebody needs to tell you that. And then we all know what comes after that. Single motherhood. So once you find out that he doesn't really consider your well-being physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, right? Mentally has to do with what? Depression, anxiety, things like that. That's why Gabby is in that marriage. She married though. She got a ring though. That's why she in that damn marriage stressed the fuck out. Some of us don't want to deal with that. I'm not stressed. Then another thing, a lot of men try to weaponize the ring thing. But I'm just like, sir, I want to be kept and married, not just married. I don't think men know the difference. What is kept and married? Kept and married is a married woman that has leisure, not just a stay-at-home mom, because a stay-at-home mom does not have leisure. Stay-at-home moms don't have no day off. They working around the clock, 24 hours a day. That's not a woman that's kept. That's a woman that's in slavery. Okay, let's be real about it. So a kept married woman is a woman that has leisure. She's kept, meaning she can take care of herself. If she want to go to the gym, she can go to the gym. If she needs a personal trainer, she can get a personal trainer. If she needs a spa day, she can take a spa day. Okay? You men don't know nothing about that. Okay? So the marriage thing, listen, the only way you gonna woo me with marriage is when I see a kept woman, honey. And I could tell she kept. Her nails are done. Her skin is glowy. Her aura is light and like airy and like it's giving fairies. Girl, I be seeing a hard, weighed down energy when it comes to some of these married women. They hair not done. They don't look like they take care of themselves. They look after themselves. So the only way you gonna impress me is when I see a kept married woman. And listen, I have seen a kept married woman. I have. And she worked too, but it was a choice for her to work. She worked just because she wanted to. So Gabby, she out here going 50-50. She gotta work. That's crazy, you know? And her man makes good money. That does not make any sense. So I don't know. I'm just not impressed by that. I'm a kept single woman. That's what y'all need to understand. I'm a kept single woman. It does not make sense for me to get into a marriage with a man that's not going to keep me, because I can keep myself as a single woman. I can go to a spa, get my facials, get a back rub, get my feet, my nails done, get my hair done. If there's get laser hair removal, anything that I need, I can go and I can get it because I'm a kept single woman. Now, why would I feel some type of way if I'm looking at a woman that's not a kept married woman? She just has this ring on her finger, but I'm a kept single woman. But she's not a kept married woman. She just has a ring on her finger. Am I supposed to be impressed by that? I'm not. So listen, if you're not keeping a woman, you don't plan on keeping a woman, stop throwing up the wedding thing in a woman's face. Like it just does not make sense. Okay? It doesn't. It does not. And a kept woman is a woman that is looked after. She's cared for. Okay? She's looked after and she's cared for. I'm looked after and I'm cared for as a single woman. If you're not trying to do that, it does not make sense for me to get with you, and you're not trying to keep me. You want me to sacrifice and be your slave. I don't even have to sacrifice as a single woman. That doesn't even make sense. Again, where's the incentive? I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. So in order for modern men to get modern women on program, y'all need to start bringing back some incentives, because there ain't no incentives. There's not. Y'all not keeping these married women. Y'all just marrying them and then stressing them out. And then they can't even keep themselves up. That's crazy to me. Like, I'm not signing up for that. I'm not. And then there's another thing, ladies. Don't force the marriage. Don't force marriage. Don't do it. You ruining your life. I've seen 5 women do it. Do not force the marriage. Out of the 5 women that forced the marriage, 2 of them, there was an outside baby. 2 of them had outside babies in their marriages. Then another one, she was a single mother. And she had a daughter, and she remained single the entire time her daughter lived with her, because she didn't want to bring men in and out of her life, right? So she stayed single, celibate, all the way up until she turned 18, 20 years old, or 18, 19 years old. And then she put herself back out there. She started dating again. She met a man, hell on wheels. Okay, hell on wheels. That was not it. Don't force it, because I'm telling you, you're ruining your life when you force marriage, because you're falling victim to the pressure of society. Don't force it. The best advice that I can give you is surrender. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you till I'm blue in the face. Surrender. What does surrendering mean? You're surrendering to the fact that none of this shit is in your control. And at the end of the day, it really does not matter. You know what matters? Your happiness, your peace, your sanity. That's what matters. That's all that matters. So surrender. Just surrender. Okay? Because that's what I did. Because I'm not forcing it. I've seen women ruin their life forcing it. I'm not forcing it for nobody. Okay? There was another woman in this 5-year, or another woman in the 5 women that I watched forced marriage. One of the women wanted a baby. She wanted a baby so bad. She struggled with infertility issues and things like that. So she forced marriage. She married a man. He had an outside baby on her. She still can't get pregnant. So when I say don't force it, surrender, that is exactly what I mean. And none of these other girls are probably going to tell you this. And the reason is because I can't sell you nothing when I tell you to surrender. There's nothing to sell you. There's nothing. I ain't nothing I can tell you that I can give you where it's like, here, surrender and buy my program, or here, surrender. Let me sell you a gimmick, or here, surrender. Let me sell you a dream. Ain't nothing for me to sell you when I tell you to surrender. But I'm gonna tell you to surrender. And when you surrender, you're in flow. You're in flow. You're not stressing about things that are out of your control. That's it. Okay. That's all I got. I don't got nothing else, honey. I don't have nothing else, but you need to surrender, because I'm telling you, if you force this marriage thing, if you force this man thing, right? And you seeing the red flags, but you are avoiding them, or you are turning a blind eye to them, you're ruining your life. And it's just that simple. So the only thing that matters in this lifetime is your happiness and your peace. And happiness is something that comes and goes. That's normal. Happiness is something that comes and goes. Peace is something that will be forever if you find it within yourself. But that's all I got. I don't have nothing else to sell you outside of that. Okay? So don't force it. If it ain't happening, you got to find peace with why it didn't happen. In my opinion, if I never get married, if I don't have kids, I really see it as protection, because I don't want to be in a situation where I'm going to be miserable. I don't want to be a single mother, because I don't get any days off as a single mother. Not one day. Not one day do I get a day off when it comes to being a single mother. So I don't want that. There's no peace in that. There's just stress, anxiety, depression, dark days. And if you've ever already went through a depression already, or if you've gone through depression already, you know how dark it is you know how hard it is to pull yourself out of that dark hole. It's hard as hell. So if you could prevent going back to that dark ass hole that you had to dig yourself out of, then maybe you shouldn't force this thing called marriage. Just saying. I ain't going back to that dark hole, y'all. I'm going to fight like hell till I go back to that dark hole. And if it means that I'm not going to walk down an aisle, okay, in a wedding dress, so freaking be it. Because I'm not going back to that dark asshole that I had to dig myself out of and didn't think I was going to be able to dig myself out of. But somehow I made it out of that shit. And, I'm not going back. So until these men figure it out and start to compromise, and that's how compromising is going to actually create incentives. And they don't want to do that. You want to know why men don't want to compromise? Because in the history of men, they've never really had to do it. We live in a world that is literally shaped and created for them to be favored, right? So they've never had to really compromise. Now they do, and now they're trying to manipulate the fact that they need to compromise, basically. They actually need to. And women are not going for it, because it's like, damn, you got us stuck between a rock and a hard place. And it's just like, what the hell? And then it's only when a man is in the picture. But I'm not stuck between a rock and a hard place when a man ain't in the picture. And it's just that simple. So until they can figure it out, I don't know. I don't know. But I've surrendered, and I'm happy. I'm at peace. And I'm excited. I'm optimistic. And I'm just really open-minded. And I think it's a great place to be. And then I'm also, I'm going out, I'm flirting, I'm having a great time. But I'll be damned if I force marriage with a man and I see the red flags, honey. I can't do it. I can't. So yeah, somebody said it's a trap house. That's what it's giving. I'm like, man, every time these men be talking about marriage, that's exactly what I be thinking about. A trap. So I hope ladies, that if you take anything, it doesn't mean that you can't go out here and have fun, but I mean, these men ain't really talking about nothing for real. They're not making us feel safe about marriage anymore. Hearing about these two women having these two women, including Gabby in this video, an outside baby. So you out here having unprotected sex. You're out here. How is that protecting me? That's not protecting me. And that's what I'm saying. These men don't even know what protection is. It's physically, sexually as well, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. That's protection. These men, the only type of protection that they be talking about is, oh, if there's an intruder in the house. And what a lot of these men don't understand is me staying away from your ass is me protecting myself, because I'm not safe with you mentally. Okay? Have you ever had a man come into your life and before they came into your life, you were mentally stable, and then when they came in, you were mentally unstable? You're not safe with that man. I'm sorry. You're not safe with him. You're not. You're mentally not safe with that man. And you need to wake up, sis. Okay? You're not safe with him. That's why you stress. You have anxiety. You have insomnia. You can't sleep good at night because you're not safe with him. Your spirit is restless. So, and that's what I'm saying. So it is what it is. And it's like a hard pill to swallow, but it's like, you got to love yourself more. And I think that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a trend where women love themselves more than the wedding and the dress and the ring. The cute kid. Oh my God, the cute kid. Oh my God, the cute kid, right? The resemblance, right? It's cute. But I love myself more than to do myself like that. Knowing damn well that the possibility, 99% of it is going to turn out with me being in a situation where my sanity is lost, my spirituality is weakened, my faith. Girl, where's my faith? I'm struggling with that. Like, I love myself more than to do myself like that.